live. I'm trying to send a few spies into the courtroom. I shouldn't have said that, but I did. So we're hoping to try to potentially live tweet this court case. It starts officially tomorrow. I got a lot of information. Y'all ready for some shit? From what I hear, this case could go a lot of different ways. Tory Lanez's lawyer is hoping to put Meg the Stallion on the stand. The defense does not want Meg on the stand at all. Meg is engaged in so much double dutching, which could trip up a defendant. I won't specifically call her a liar because theoretically I have no idea whether anything she said, even if it contradicts itself at times, was the truth or not. But put it like this. Meg, who claimed she never had sexual intercourse, she never had any intimate relations with Tory, that would be a defense lawyer's dream to have that individual who has said many contradictory statements on the stand. She also said that Tory was asking her to, allegedly, asking her and Kelsey, or her or Kelsey, not to say certain things. But then that wasn't really, there's no strong proof on that. So that could be something that if needed to be in court, she would need to testify to. Point of all this is that prosecutor don't want her in court. I'm going to give you my raw opinion about a lot of this shit. For all the people who have, looked at this case as the definitive case, whether you should, quote unquote, believe all women, or you believe this is the ultimate case to figure out if there is, like hip hop is just misogynistic, or if you want to use this case to be the determination of if people just hate black women, I will warn you now, this is a horrible case to use. I will say this now, despite what the outcome will be. This case, now that it's in criminal court, going before 12 jurors on Monday, is less about, did Tory shoot her? Did Meg lie? Is Meg just a hater? Is Tory just an abuser? This is all about semantics and legal speak. And this is why it's unfortunate that both artists' careers, which I guarantee you, their careers are in a limbo. Because if Tory's found innocent, everyone will believe Meg is a fucking liar. And if Tory is found guilty, they'll believe Tory is a fucking liar. There's going to be an outcome. This is like the World Cup. There ain't no ties, baby. From what I've heard, plea agreements or plea offers have been offered. And nothing has been accepted. Opening statements start tomorrow around 11 p.m. Pacific time, which is about 2 to 3 Eastern time. The jurors are picked. They're very strict in trying to vet each and every juror to make sure what the fuck is going to happen. Does this person have any biases? We told you about the situation where there was a woman who clearly just went in front of, you know, like she was getting interviewed, obviously, to be in the jury panel. She said, I love Tory. I don't give a fuck what none of y'all say. He ain't shoot that bitch Megan at all. And they dismissed her. No, you're biased. Get out of here. We are at the moment where it's about evidence over narrative. Now, this is why I said all of that. Because and this is me being subjective. This is the realest and the most raw shit y'all ever hear me say about this case. The case so far is looking in Tory's favor. Don't believe me? Go to his IG. He scored major victories. Look at my man. My boy tweeting out memes. He's tweeting out memes. Look. Let's go to Tory Lanez's Instagram. No, or his Twitter. Look. My last tweet. I'm going to leave this here. And watch how it ages. No weapon formed against me shall prosper, and every tongue that rises against me in judgment shall be condemned. You sit and watch now and don't ever question the God I serve. This is my last tweet. Please believe me, even though I've said from the beginning when I was talking about this case, and I said theoretically this isn't Meg versus Tory. Meg is a victim. Tory's going against the state of California. But of course, hip hop has made this Meg versus Tory. And by the way, from what I find out, Meg allegedly has someone that is representing her personal attorneys in court taking notes that obviously they could report and, you know, in their own way to Meg and formulate whatever they want to do, either for PR or who knows if they'll end up doing a civil suit. I said to say it's pretty much Meg versus Tory, even though it's not really Meg versus Tory. Now, it's looking like it's in Tory's favor a little bit. There is, and I'm going to explain that in 1 second. And everything you hear me say, this is truly from the heart. This I hate when people say like, oh, your Tory got you. Bro, I'm telling you what I really think. The only chance I believe that Tory's going to get found guilty is Kelsey Harris, who is Meg's former best friend, getting up on that stand. And she might have to do something that's very controversial to say, listen, I lied about this publicly, which, by the way, I think Tory's lawyer is going to rip her to threads. But still, I lied about this publicly when I went live, and I'm going to play these lives. But Tory did try to pay me off. And in reality, I didn't say nothing before, but I did see Tory shoot Meg. Now, granted, I think Tory's lawyer has a lot of defense against that. They found gunpowder on you. Somebody who's a witness said that they saw a woman behind the, like all of that. Like, they have a lot of whatever. But the only way I see this going down where Tory gets found guilty, keep in mind what it's going to take for a guilty plea, now that we're in a court of law, is they're going to instruct the jury to only return a guilty plea for Tory Lanez if, and only if, it is beyond a shadow of a reasonable doubt that he was the person in possession of a gun and who fired this shot that ultimately harmed Meg the Stallion. keep in mind this, and I'm going to throw some things into it. First of all, opening statements tomorrow, I can't wait to hear. You know why? The prosecutor has a hard job. Prove in an opening statement, this is what you would do. Okay, you got to sauce up the jury. Yo, okay, you got to almost tell them a story that you want them to believe, that you're going to show more proof later with exhibits and witnesses. How you going to sauce up the story that Meg or that Tory is shooting Meg because of an argument over Tory doing too much at Kylie's party and Tory messing with Meg's best friend? Why him and Meg into it if he never fucked Meg? That don't make sense. Why are you and Meg fighting over some shit about who Tory's fucking or who Tory's trying to fuck if you never fucked him? Big red flag. Big red flag. Who went on TV to basically announce she never fucked Tory? Meg. Stupid decision, if you ask me. But nobody could control her. She's the victim. So the opening statements tomorrow is going to be interesting. Now, keep in mind, here's another thing. Tory did something good. Remember when my name was getting brought up in court? My name was getting brought up in court when Tory had a lawyer called Sean Hawley. This was Tory's lawyer. In domestic violence cases, it's always great when you have a woman representing you because in case, you know, all the people on the jury pool is woke, it's important that they see a woman speaking about you and your character and about what you did rather than a man. Sean Hawley's a well-reputed and amazing attorney. By the way, she's the one who said she never heard of Akademiks because she never heard of me. She never sent me no documents. And this is a fact. By the way, if she ever lied about that, she could get her legal certification or whatever it is that they could practice law stripped. So she said now under oath, but she said in open court, we've never sent any discovery to Akademiks, which is absolutely true. Anyway, this will not be the lawyer that's representing Tory tomorrow. Tory has gone with a new lawyer. Let me get the lawyer. And his lawyer is talking spicy. The one who's giving out all these quotes. Let me get the lawyer. Where is it? His lawyer is now this guy. Tory's new lawyer is now this guy right here. And I'm gonna say, I know a little bit, but I don't know a lot. This nigga is talking like, yo, 4-0 sweep. You heard what his first thing was? We confident. Look, we confident. At the conclusion of this trial, the truth will come out. Mr. Peterson will be exonerated. By the way, he might be worth his money in gold. You know why? Tory Lanez Stogner. Here we go. We'll find Detective Stogner. Detective Stogner is a person who charged Tory, and he's known as the primary detective on the case. Detective Stogner. Tory Lanez. Let's see if we can find this guy. So apparently the detective that investigated Tory and charged Tory with domestic violence. He's also been accused of, ironically, domestic violence himself. He was recently released by the LAPD. And relieved of his duties. Let me put this into hindsight. Or let me put it in perspective, I mean. Imagine you getting caught, I don't know, for shoplifting. And the nigga who caught you for shoplifting is a known shoplifter himself. Could we trust him to do a proper investigation about shoplifting? I'll even go one further. Many cases in the judicial system have gotten overturned because of corrupt police and detectives that was found out about after the conviction. I'll give an example. And there's a few cops that come to mind. I don't want to use those because I want to like fuck up like the narrative I'm going on. For example, if a cop, if a nigga got testified, okay, a nigga went down for selling drugs, right? And how he got caught selling drugs, he sold drugs to an undercover cop. So the undercover cop, they sold drugs, they caught, like, they took pictures of the drug sale, and the undercover cop testifies at trial, yo, yeah, I hit him up, blah, blah. Yo, he came out, I asked him for the drugs, blah, blah. He sold drugs to me. Or the undercover cop said, nah, blah, blah, blah. He testifies later to say, yo, I had information from this guy to blah, blah. A cop's word in the judicial system is usually weighted a lot. It's the police. You expect that they're like, of higher morality until you have now proof that they are liars. So a corrupt cop, like for example, if you went to jail because a cop testified that you did something, or he's seen you do something, or he got information that you did something, say that cop in the next year or two was caught essentially doing the same thing. Like say he was low-key dealing drugs himself, or he was working with drug dealers like beyond the scope of the law. Usually what happens is people who know that, they go back to the court for an appeal and they say, throw the case out because the person who you had testify to say that our client was guilty, he isn't of sound character and he isn't of sound motherfucking moral. So he most likely did lie, and also how can we believe him? A lot of times rather than retrying those cases, sometimes they just kind of throw out the conviction. You get what I mean? So I say all that to say, Tory hasn't even gone to trial yet. And the detective that arrested him, and well, not arrested, but charged him for the domestic violence incident of shooting Meg, he's been charged with domestic violence. It puts his character in question. The mere fact that the LA or Los Angeles Police Department let him go shows the corruptness of usually most police departments. What they do is, according to, and somebody say if you look up, police 40%, police 40 domestic. If you type that in, you'll see they say about, there's a claim, and I don't want to say it's fact, but there's a claim that 40% of police families experience domestic abuse. So they're saying like it feels like 40% of cops. Now again, I don't know if this is all the way true, but that's a very popular thing. If you could look at it, look at Yahoo saying, look, data suggests 40% of cops abuse families. So they're saying 40% of cops might be domestic abusers themselves. So what ends up happening is that, where's the data from? Now, the data isn't necessarily from cops getting arrested. If you get, accused of domestic violence, you get arrested, But if a cop gets accused, he usually don't get arrested because that will be a career ender. What they usually do is, and this is how, you know when people be like, the blue shield or whatever the case is, they won't arrest you, but they'll let you off the job. So they dismiss you. Hey, you're laid off. Or if you're far into your career, they force you to resign. You resign. But without a charge and without a possible conviction, that person does not get he's not ineligible to apply for other jobs. So that's usually what happens. So going back to the Tory thing, right? When you hear he was allegedly, which I gotta imagine Tory's lawyer put a private investigator on it. I'll tell you this how it went. Tory's lawyer put a private investigator on the cop. They found out, they probably talked to friends and said, third, like, wait, he not working with the LAPD no more? Nah, he not working with wait, why you not? Shit, man, him and his wife was going crazy one night, this and third, and like, yeah, like the cops showed up and yeah, they ain't arrested him nothing like that, but like, yo, he had to quit, or like they let go of him. So that's a big win for Tory. How the hell you couldn't? It's like saying another murderer arrested you for murder. You know what I mean? So that's a big sign. Anyway, it says the revelation came during jury selection for the trial of Tory Lanez. By the way, they're both trying to put into the air what people they want to call. Tory is pushing the envelope. Like, that's what I'm saying. This lawyer he got. Let me see if I can find the lawyer again. I just showed his face. This lawyer Tory got is pushing the envelope. They said, oh, yeah, we low-key want Kylie on there, Corey Gamble. And they said, yo, if y'all going to use certain stuff that Meg allegedly said, she should be here to testify against it because we got questions about that. They don't want Meg on the stand. And by the way, to protect not only a possible victim or a victim, you shouldn't put Meg on the stand, right? Second of all, you don't think Tory Lanez's fucking lawyer will be licking his fucking chops if Meg the Stallion gets on the stand? You know the first thing Tory Lanez's lawyer would do with Meg is 100% prove that Tory was in them guts. And I'm not saying that to be crude. I'm saying that to say, if they could start off by saying, she's a fucking liar. Tory done fucked her. She lying about that. What else y'all think she lying about? First thing they're going to do. Well, you did an interview with on Good Morning America, and you said you and Tory never had a sexual relationship. Is that true? She got to say it's true because it's out there. Yeah, I said that's true. Okay. Well, we have text messages and phone calls and pictures and videos and what happened here when you took this private flight to go here and you guys were here, and what happened when he texts you like, yo, damn, yo, that was good. Let's do it. Yo, we got to do it again tonight. What was he talking about? You know, Tory's lawyer going to be like, liar. And that's what I'm trying to say. Maybe, who knows? Maybe, let's say in some wild world, Meg telling the truth. That's what I'm trying to tell you. This is about all the lies and all the shit that everybody's done up until this point. All the lies that Meg's done. And by the way, remember I told you the only way I think Tory gets convicted is the best friend. Because Tory's defense seems to be hinting at, yo, it ain't Tory. We ain't going to tell y'all who it is, but y'all niggas do the math. You know, that's how every gangster try to do. Like, yo, I ain't snitching. We ain't telling you who did it, but y'all niggas do the math type shit. Everything points at Kelsey.